run out of beer and I'm going to get more.
We have a very special guest today. Oh my gosh, we're horrible. We are so glad to welcome Father Thomas White to the podcast.
Woo! Hold on.
It's great to be among such illustrious people.
It's so good to have you, buddy. I mean, I've missed you. It's been a long time.
Yeah, man. It has been a long time.
Walk me through your journeys, my man. Like since Cheshire, what happened there? You know, what's going on?
So I finished up my 4 years in Cheshire, 2 years in novitiate, 2 years humanities, and then I got shipped off to Rome. Did 3 years of philosophy there in Rome. It was intense. Philosophy was not my cup of tea, but we survived. And then after the 3 years in philosophy in Rome, got sent to Dublin to a boys' academy we have there for high school kids, well, middle school, high school kids. Spent 3 years there kind of as a assistant, dean, person in charge of them. Then back to Rome for 3 more years. So I've been Europe side for the last 9 years, almost 10 years. Studied theology there. And then finally came back home. And I'm here in Wisconsin at the other academy we have for high school and middle school boys. So that's the lowdown.
Did you like theology more?
Yeah, I like theology more. I also think I was more prepared to study theology than I was to study philosophy. It was pretty, so you leave Cheshire, you arrive to Rome, and all of a sudden in the house you have to speak Spanish to all the other brothers that are there.
Oh God.
Like less than a month after you arrive, you start classes at the university in Italian. Everything's in Italian. And the teachers are talking about philosophy stuff. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah. You know how to say where's the
And so you come back,
about where you're at, yeah.
Exactly. So you come back from a whole morning of just getting spoken to about philosophy stuff in Italian, and you come back and you sit down at the table and you just want to like talk and just scream and you have to say it in Spanish. Yeah. So it was a rough. I mean, especially until Christmas that first year was rough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Then things got a lot better. But
nice. You passed your exams and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like the experience would have been easier had you been sent to somewhere that spoke Spanish, and you're like as a novice or a humanist, so you could have been prepared for it, and then at least been halfway there.
Yeah, it definitely would have helped. I mean, if we had like the Spanish Wednesdays in Cheshire. I don't know, if Spencer, if you remember that.
Yeah, dude.
But we would. You got 3 gringos there, and they're trying to speak Spanish to each other. Nobody knows a word, so it really wasn't that helpful.
No. Yeah, not one Hispanic person at the table, and you got an Irishman, a guy from Wisconsin, and a guy from Oklahoma trying to make it all happen, and it's just,
Exactly.
Yeah, no, we had that at ICAS too. We would do that on Saturday nights as pre-candidates. We were all allowed to talk in Spanish, and it was it was a struggle. We pretty much sat in silence all night until someone thought of a sentence, and then everyone else would sit there and think about what the sentence meant.
Translate in their head.
Yeah, it was like a schizophrenic night. Like you would just say a thought in very broken Spanish, and everyone would look at you and then keep eating, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, me too."
Might as well not even give us Christ our King for that meal.
Yeah, it was torture. And then the brothers would be like, because they spoke Spanish, they would be like having a conversation by themselves.
Yeah.
With their table. We all had our dictionaries.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you fluent in
Nothing helps digestion like looking up a word in a dictionary.
Yeah. Trust me, I've been in so many situations where I've had to look up a word mid-sentence, and it really never helps. It never helps the conversation. I want to ask, how did you first meet the Legion?
So I've knew the Legion basically my whole life. I mean, since I was 4 or 5 years old, my parents were part of Radium Christi. I was going to Conquest and ECYD stuff and weekend camps, basically since I was young enough to go. So I always remember Legionnaires being around.
Yeah, where were you?
Yeah.
In those...
New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans.
Oh, okay. So do you know Chris Goldcamp?
I do. He was my best friend growing up.
Really? That's so funny.
He's the reason why I went to the Apostolic School.
I think he knows him a little bit.
It's his fault. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Dude, Thomas, you and me I remember like you cracking jokes like all the time, man. Like that was what I remember you most for, like at ICAS. Like you were the life of the party, my man.
We tried. Put me together with Stu and we could go all day.
Silence?
Never. We can't get him in. We can't be snitches on the. What are we doing here?
Next question.
I'm sending this to Father John Connor.
Yeah. He leaves the chat right now.
It's been a nice interview. Just dibs.
His screen literally went dark.
Well, yeah, no, don't worry. We're going to beep out your answer so they won't know.
Yeah.
Keep it a mystery. It's okay. In your defense, we all of us who have left would probably admit that we broke silence most of the time.
I think anybody who said that he wasn't breaking silence is a liar. So
yeah, it's like
clip it.
It's like what, like 90% of legionaries break silence, and then 10% of legionaries are liars. I think that's how it goes. It's an old joke with a different punchline, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
It still works.
Okay, so what was your favorite aspect so far of your legionary formation? Like, if you could go back to one period and kind of relive it or enjoy it again, what would it be?
a period of formation or an aspect of legionary life?
Yeah, or an aspect of legionary life. I don't want to. I want to make it broad.
I think it's got to be the brothers. You know, the people that are right there alongside you. They're really the ones that help you get through the tough moments and the moments when you just can't anymore and you feel like you're about to explode and whatever. Like,
Yeah.
You know, just looking at the brothers around you and being close to them and having people you know you can really count on. I think that's always one of the things that I've really appreciated most. And like really good guys, really good guys. From the Apostolic School, I mean, I had so much fun with all the other guys that were at the Apostolic School. And then, I mean, all the way through, just the quality of people is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and it lasts too. You know, I was just reunited with a bunch of old legionary friends, ex-legionary friends, and we just picked up where we left off. It was like, oh yeah, hey, how you been doing? What's life up to? And you know, not missing a beat, and you still care about them deeply. And it's like, oh man, we had all these good memories. It's a wonderful experience, and I do think that's one of the best aspects of the Legion is that camaraderie and kind of making a family out of wherever you are.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how Jacob feels about you being in,
Ouch.
Oh my god.
He said some things to us off air before you were on.
Oh yeah.
No, there've only been good things.
No, it was actually really great because
We had our time.
we
at
had
apostolic
many
school.
a time. But so my first time back to the apostolic school was a month ago for my ordination, my diaconate ordination.
Okay.
Oh shoot!
That was my first time back since I left in 2009. That was my first time.
Yeah.
Or yeah, 2009. That was the first time I'd been back.
Wow. I guess
Crazy.
there wouldn't be a reason for you to go back.
Yeah.
Unless you were a dean.
The whole time I was in Cheshire, I was trying to get sent back, like, just even to help out with the summer program or whatever, just to get back. And Father was always like, no, we don't really do those things. We don't really do. The moment I go to Rome, all of a sudden the brothers are going to Sacred Heart every summer for the summer camp and everything. Like, no,
Get out of town.
this is my chance.
They couldn't bring us back there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
It
saw
would
you,
just-
they saw trouble.
But I saw Giovanni and Jonah Cassino for the first time in a long, long time. And
Wow.
I mean, it was like we had never been apart. Like immediately back to remembering the good times, the hilarious stories. We're doubled over for hours, just story after story about all the fun times we had.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What was one of those experiences from SHAS that you could share with us? Like it was a happy memory or a good time. It can be embarrassing too. It's fine. It's all
Yeah.
good.
It's just being recorded. That's all.
It's gonna be heard by thousands of people.
Not a whole class doesn't listen to this.
There's no pressure at all.
I'm trying to think of like a specific moment.
We can bleep out
Oh yeah, we
names
can
too
definitely
if you need
definitely
that.
leave out names. That makes it funnier too.
We can edit anything.
I mean,
We can add names. Blame people for things.
add names.
I mean, we have no.
Maybe I'll make it more narrow. Was there were there any recreations or hikes that really stuck out as this happened?
Yeah,
we were playing soccer and go ahead. Sorry.
So we would always go to the sand dunes that are right there by the apostolic school. And it's like 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away, which is in the summer is great. In the winter, it's absolutely terrible. It's freezing cold. There's always like a 20-mile-an-hour wind coming off the lake. And you're out there like in your snow pants or whatever. And they used to make us dig holes in the sand. But I don't know if Jacob remembers.
Bury your
but like,
whole body in?
I mean, we would have a competition to see who could make the biggest
away
hole
from the
in the dune. And so you have the dune that's kind of on the incline, and so you dig into the dune and see who can,
It's
so you can make the
It's
biggest
sarcophagus.
hole.
You're creating
It
a.
sounds like
your
Egypt.
tomb.
Like
Yeah.
they created tombs in these structures.
But the worst is like
The
after a
thing about
while,
the structures. Okay, my Jordan Peterson stuff.
No,
I'm sorry.
no,
All right, we won't go there. My
no.
bad, my bad.
Bad.
no, but after a while there would be like this layer of ice, like sand or frozen solid.
Oh.
And you'd be like picking at it with your fist or whatever, trying to get through it, and trying not to think about how cold your hands and your feet are
Yeah. that sounds
until
awful.
they finally say it was time to go home.
I don't see the appeal at all. Yeah, that's
That you know what? I think there was a movie about that called Holes,
There,
right? Wasn't that a
Yeah.
book and a movie about like kids who were forced to dig holes in the sand?
like D-Day they had
Yeah,
to
we
dig
played the-
bunkers on the trench.
northern
They had to
side
dig some
of the
bunkers
snow.
as they scaled the beach.
Exactly.
Yeah, there are a lot of interesting things that could go wrong there
Yeah.
too, as far as like people breaking legs and leaving a hole there and then
Buried
getting,
alive.
Yeah, whose property was it? Like,
It's a state park.
Oh,
It's just
oh,
like
so you're
state of
definitely
Michigan.
not allowed to do that. Probably.
I don't know. It was way too cold for anybody to be around to tell us no. So.
I think the only I say I think the only thing we got in trouble for there was Father
Horse.
Bayeris making bonfires on the picnic
Of
grills
course.
and putting
Oh,
like
logs
literally-
on the grills.
Thomas, have you seen that guy recently? Have you hung out with Father Bayeris
Literally.
recently?
He's here. He's
What?
in my community.
He's in Edgerton?
Oh, tell us
Yeah.
everything. I need details.
I'm okay. I'm going out to Edgerton in like
Yeah,
2 weeks.
let's.
I
Oh
will
my
be
goodness. Let's hear all
He's
about it.
literally the same. Like honestly,
there.
the Father Bayeris that I knew as an apostolic, he's literally the same. He hasn't changed one bit.
Oh my gosh! If he ever gives like a homily or like a talk or anything that you can possibly record and send to us, we will donate
Yeah.
to you. We will donate snacks. We will donate. I don't know what else we can donate.
Yeah,
He's great.
name it. Name it.
But-
We'll donate it. Yeah.
Name it. You want a few bottles of whiskey for the team? Like, go ahead.
God, I love Father
He was-
Bayeris
he
so
was
much.
one
I
of
miss
the-
that man.
He was one of the funniest
Yeah.
people I've ever met. Just
At the-
naturally funny.
Yeah. So he was there at the ordination. And so we had the ordination, then we had a big kind of like post lunch. And so one of the fathers was emceeing and whatever, and people were giving speeches. And so one of the family members of Father Robert Antonio's family had a birthday. And so it was their birthday. And so the father decided to sing happy birthday. And so everyone was saying happy birthday to you. Father Bayeris decided that it can't be a birthday without having the mariachi Mexican happy birthday. And so he just walks up. Father's talking. He just walks up, grabs the microphone, sticks it up to his phone where he has this low quality recording of Estas son las mañanitas, the Mexican birthday song, and he plays it. The girl doesn't understand Spanish. Nobody on the tent understands Spanish.
Who is this guy?
It was great. It was great.
That's
Not at all.
has not changed.
I'm really glad to hear that he's still himself and that he's still
Yeah.
pulling hijinks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And I would imagine that with smartphones now, he has more material to go off of, and like he can take more pictures and then show you more pictures later. I would imagine it's only improved his quality of life. Yeah, this is actually this is making me happy.
This is good news.
Nice,
Okay.
great.
So, no joke though, I am going to be out in Racine, Wisconsin in like 2
Oh, I
weeks.
thought
Yeah.
you
So,
okay.
no, I'm
Yeah,
not
bye,
kidding.
man.
I'm visiting my
If-
family.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah,
It's
man.
just
I'm
making
gonna try
the
to make the
rounds.
drive if I can. If I can find a way to get away from my family for 3 hours and take their car.
Yeah, man. If anybody's in the area, drop by, man.
That's really funny. Okay, so we've now confirmed he's one of the heroes of our podcast.
Yeah.
From early on, we've been trying to imitate his voice. We gave up because we don't really remember what he sounds like exactly. But you know that spirit of just unbroken joy
Yeah.
and finding humor in everything is like, I don't know. It's an admirable quality in anyone, I think. But especially when you get older, to not get serious is like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really cool
Yeah.
to me. Shout out Father Bayeris.
Shout out to Father Bayeris.
If you're listening, and we know you are, we love you and we miss you.
Yeah.
So, how many are in the community there?
So we got 4 of us that are here permanently, and then we got 2 that are. This is home base, and so they're in and out.
Okay. Okay.
So you got the superior of the community, who's Father Agustin de la Vega. You probably don't know him.
Right.
Spent most of his life in Spain.
Okay.
Okay.
Father Luis Felipe is the director, so he's a boss of the academy of the boys.
Okay.
And my job is basically like, so he's more like the behind the scenes, the finances, the employees, all that stuff. and my job is
Oh,
the
okay.
talks for the boys, the formation, the
Oh, okay. So you have the fun job.
exactly, exactly. He takes care of
think
like all the
I
numbers and whatever.
yeah, yeah. I think it's suited for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would attend one of your
That's
talks
good.
for sure. I'd enjoy that
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I would try and go. I would
for
try and
sure.
audit a talk. I don't know if I'd blend in or not, but although you have a beard too, you have a pretty good beard going.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah,
It's like that classy length though.
that's
That's
a
like the
good trimmed
trend,
length.
like
Yeah.
to have a
It's
yeah, yeah.
it's close.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they get on you? And by they I mean your superiors. Do they get on you for a beard at all? Like if it gets too long, or they don't really?
No, no.
Okay.
Now it's pretty much accepted.
Okay.
There was a while there where that it was a big debate,
Sure.
but
Because of you
now things
specifically,
have
were they
calmed down
like
a lot.
Thomas's beard's getting a little?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It looks a little too good.
Yeah.
We don't want this going on. We don't want him looking in the mirror. You know. That is really funny how like just a little norm like that can change, and it does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Having a beard sometimes makes me feel like happy. I can't explain it. It's stupid, but I'm sure you enjoy having a beard, which is why you
Yeah.
choose to wear one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but it is not the trend everywhere.
Mhm.
Anyway,
No, like I get
are
I
there
get
any?
why some of the legionaries do have like we're the younger generation. We kind of grown up with the whole change. Like ever since I was in Cheshire, it's been kind of the Legion of Change, right? Reviewing everything, but I mean, for somebody who lived their whole life and the rule's a rule, and you don't
Mhm.
question the rule, and all of a sudden the rule's not the rule, and it can be a
Mhm.
serious like earthquake moment, even if it's something stupid like a beard, like something that shouldn't be a problem. But
This is a question I've been kind of enjoying asking. I asked Father Simon Devereaux, and I was just like, what do you see as like the Legion's rule or mission, or what do you see it as now with all the changes that have come about? Like, what does it mean to you?
I mean, I think it's about taking the people that God puts in your path, wherever that may be, and if they're leaders, making sure that they're good Christians, like real men who of principles, men of virtue. And if you have people who are men of virtue, to give them the potential to become leaders in whatever field that they happen to be in. And so I think it's kind of that double aspect of making them holy, but at the same time making them a leader that can influence people positively.
Yeah,
And that's
really
wherever
cool.
they send you.
Have you seen a lot of? How long have you been there in Wisconsin?
So Wisconsin, I've been here 2 months, and the boys, this is their third day here.
Ah,
So we're just getting started.
just getting
Yeah.
started. Okay,
You know,
that's
we're
cool.
still
That
on
you
the
have
I
that
miss
much
my
clarity
mommy
already.
phase.
That's great. That's a good start.
Yeah. I mean, basically what I'm doing is the same thing I was doing when I was in Ireland. Just kind of a change of scene.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you
so
miss
in
Ireland?
in that sense, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy Ireland, and I mean these kids are amazing,
Wow.
and just the impact you can have on their lives is crazy.
That's pretty cool, man. What'd you love about it over there? What was different compared to here?
Compared to here, I'm not gonna lie, the trips with the boys around Europe was definitely nice.
Nice.
You know, I mean, we would go. I mean, these kids are loaded, and so one of the reasons why they come, in addition to learning English, is to have a cultural experience of Europe. And so almost every month we would have a trip to some European city.
Nice.
So we would do Paris and London and Barcelona and Rome.
Okay,
So that was
can I
always really
sign
nice.
up? No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have enough money, Spencer.
No, I don't.
You don't have enough money.
mean, I always say that working in the academies is one of the toughest, but like it's got a lot of pros and a lot of cons. Like you're on 24/7. Like you really are these kids' parents for the year. You know, you wake them up in the morning until you put them to bed at night. They're in your hands, and so it's a lot of just like drudging day-to-day stuff. But then you also get the perks. You get the trips around Europe. You get the moments where you really get a breakthrough with them. So
That's really cool.
it's a lot of fun.
Do you keep up with some of the ones from Ireland now too, and see like what they're doing in life at all, or?
I do not a lot of them, especially the ones whose parents I got closer to, because I mean these kids are like 12, 13,
Oh,
so
okay.
also
Sure.
whole child safeguarding everything it plays a big factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like probably about 3 or 4 of them came to Rome when I was studying there in Rome, and one of the things I would do in Rome was I would give tours. I was a professional tour guide. That's how I stayed sane there in Rome.
Cool.
I'd go 3, 4 times a month and give a tour of Vatican museums, St. Peter's, just a random walk around tour. A lot of fun. And so there were a couple kids that came by, and I got to give them a tour of Rome, which was cool.
That's so cool, man. I need to have a tour of Rome. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
You know.
Start by buying the plane ticket.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's the first step.
okay. I can't do that
Second
yet. I
step
have
is
no
getting
money,
to the
so,
LC house.
you know, it'll take a little bit. We'll get there.
My family's in that phase right now. We just got finished with the whole diaconate thing, and so now they're trying to get everything set up for the ordination in April,
Okay.
and finding like 13 seats that are together is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
See. Also,
An ordination or a flight?
for the
For
flight.
the ordination? Okay, yeah. The flight, it's like, you can be split up.
flight.
It just, let the kids sit in the back. Who cares? Like, they don't need the leg room.
Well, how old are the
Um,
kids?
I don't know.
Brothers and sisters.
That's
My
what I mean.
youngest brother's 18, 19?
Oh,
18.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're all fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna make that executive decision for your family.
Yeah.
That's
Tell
good.
them just do it.
Yeah. Actually, they were just waiting for that confirmation. Let me just send them a message real quick.
Hey, Spencer and James said it's okay if y'all stay.
Go ahead with it.
I'm glad we could give that advice though.
The
good,
very
man.
unsolicited advice.
Because whenever I travel alone, so that's how I view it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm by myself. I don't wherever. Because I don't have a family to travel with. But that's gonna be great, and it's a good thing. It's really cool that the Legion ordains people in their home state or their home area for their diaconate ordination, at least. So if you're Korean, you're ordained in Korea, or Mexican in Mexico, so that your family can go to it without breaking the bank, and then save the money for the ordination in Rome.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they always did that, but it just struck me as something that they're doing now.
I think they started like 5 years ago, so it's fairly new.
Okay.
And it's much better. It really is. Everybody says.
It's very considerate, I think, to the families. Because they've already sacrificed, their family member joining the Legion, and then to at least say, hey, thank you. Here's a little thanks. We're gonna have the ordination in your backyard, so you can drive to it. Although in your case, they still probably would have had to fly. But
Yeah.
Are they still in New Orleans? Most of your family?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
My
I mean,
sister's
yeah,
over there too.
most of my brothers and sisters are up in northern Louisiana studying, but they're all around there.
Okay. So does it make home visits easier? Like you don't have to travel that far, like just to northern Louisiana, if you want.
I mean, like even so, the last, because we do the one home visit every 3 years thing.
Okay.
And so last November was my home visit, and everybody was in town, and they came into town, and we had the whole week together. So it was really good.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Now, could your assignment
close enough
change
to-
when you're ordained? Could you, or do you think they'll keep you where you're at after ordination?
I mean, could it change? Yes.
Okay.
Unless there's some kind of an urgent need or spot that needs to be filled that can't wait, I'm going to be here for 3 years.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
So they always assign for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, unless there's an emergency,
Yeah.
or unless you set a building on fire.
Exactly.
Or you're an assistant at SHAS.
Then 6 months.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the rotating doors. Every company has a high turnover area, and I guess Legion's no different.
I felt
Spencer
really
knows high
bad.
turnover. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm having beer. I'm a little bit edgy right now. I'm sorry, man.
You're good, my man.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. What were we saying?
Oh man,
You
He
guys
was
all
recently
right?
laid off. That's what. Yeah. That's.
Oh,
I'm a homeless boy.
That's
Yeah.
but
Are y'all
but
hiring?
he does have good prospects. Yeah.
This is really just like
Fundraiser in the
networking
Houston area.
meeting right now.
Yeah. Can I? Do you have any room in Wisconsin for me?
He'll teach English.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we brought you here today. sorry if it's a bit duplicitous.
You'll have
We were
it
planning
skiing.
for a month. Yeah. Yeah. The old LinkedIn switcheroonie. Oh man. So what was I gonna ask you? I don't even remember now. What has anything in your life really changed now that you're a holy deacon?
Yes. I don't know. It's a weird feeling being a deacon because it's like you know you're not there yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the whole transitional thing makes it kind of weird. We're like, I mean, it was great, the whole ordination and everything. But at the same time, it's kind of like I didn't join the Legion to become a deacon. I'm still waiting for the final step.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when you get a new responsibility, but not like a promotion of salary. You're just like, okay, well, more responsibility without the, Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Pat on the back.
Okay, that's interesting.
yeah. What are you most
one-
excited for
You're
about
almost there, kid.
when you become a priest? Like, what most excites you about the priesthood?
I think hearing confessions.
Nice.
Like, that's just such a powerful moment. Like to be a priest who's really there to give God's mercy and be an instrument of God's mercy, and not someone there to judge, not someone there but to really just show that person how much God loves them and how great His mercy is. And
Uh-oh, I think we're losing him.
you're still there? Froze.
Did we just lose connection? Man, he was making a good point there too. Shoot.
No.
Guys.
Is anybody able to text him or message him? Shoot.
You back?
Sorry, brother. Maybe if he
Yeah.
exits out and comes back in.
Oh no,
Back?
we got him back. Oh wait, no, did we? Oh,
Huh?
oh,
All right, brother.
oh, there we
I think we got it.
Okay, sorry, we lost you.
There we go.
Showing God's love.
We might have the audio.
At the most
Yeah.
opportune time.
We might the thing might have saved the audio, but we're gonna ask you again because you were explaining God's mercy
Right.
being able to do that and not judging, and then you were saying something, and we couldn't hear anything you said. Sorry.
So yeah, I mean, I think definitely what I'm looking forward to the most is hearing confessions and really being that instrument that brings man back to God and lifts him up and doesn't try to make it any more difficult than it has to be, and to really be that bridge between God and that person.
Beautiful.
Interesting.
That's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, and it's a lot of responsibility too, because people remember what the priest says in confession, and it's one of the interactions that most Catholics are supposed to have. And if you go to a priest that's really judgy and uptight and like and rude, almost, it ruins, it can ruin the spiritual connection and the kind of like
Yeah.
willingness to be contrite. Almost, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
A
I mean,
lot of
that's
people get turned off by bad confession.
right. And that's one of the things that Pope Francis is really, when he talks to the priest, one of the things that really gets him fired up is telling the priest, like, you're not here to be some kind of a judge, and like you're here to be an instrument of God's mercy. And so it's not up to you to stand in the way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because if that person isn't sincere, or if they don't care, or if they're not trying, God knows
Right.
why. Like, you don't have to investigate. You don't have to find out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Yeah. Thank you. And I think that was the devil in the internet trying to keep us from hearing that answer.
I think so.
Cause those connection issues. Yeah, we got to pay Riverside for the exorcism fee.
Yeah.
It's $89
Like
a
a-
month, which is a little bit pricey, but
That comes with the premium.
yeah, $66.66.
Oh,
Yeah,
Riverside.
it's really weird. Yeah, they also require a little few micrograms of blood, which I don't know. Gotta mail it to a PO box, and it's normal. This is a
It's
normal
normal.
website.
Nothing weird
So-
going on here.
You would have to be hearing. Would you hear confessions in Spanish then?
Yeah, most of my confessions, at least here, would be in Spanish.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be fun. You're gonna learn all the sins in Spanish
There you go.
and all the clever ways people tell their sins.
I'll make sure to sit there with my dictionary.
Yeah, urban dictionary. Yeah. For all the clever Spanish they're gonna use.
My confession was 7 hours long. I don't know what happened. There's these long pauses.
My priest lost Wi-Fi. Yeah.
I just heard pages turning. One of my favorite things in confession and ICUS was a lot of the priests would be like praying the breviary while they were listening to my confession. I always found that a little annoying. I was like, bro, are you listening? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Uh,
Multitasking over here.
But now as a busy businessman with a job, I understand
Yeah,
why
you
you
gotta
I'd be like, I don't care about these
But it
kids.
kind of
I
made
don't
me
know.
amp up my sins a little bit to try to. It became so. I wanted to get his attention. So
I
See if you look
murdered
at-
2 candidates. What?
gotcha now.
Gotcha. I knifed all the tires on the buses.
Slice
Cut
Mr.
Doug's
O'Hara's
ponytail.
tires on his vehicle.
Yeah. Or I guess we'd have to make this the SHAS people.
Yeah. What?
I don't know anyone.
I buried
don't know
someone in
any
the
Shaz
sand
teachers.
dune or something.
Yeah. There we go. I made a crop circle in the cornfield. And I called the local news. Anyway, we're getting a little too silly now, and that's not what people listen to the co-founders for.
No.
They don't listen for the humor. They listen for the insights and the.
So much wisdom there.
The juice.
Oh man, do you have any embarrassing memories of Jacob? that you can let us in on? Anything that he wouldn't want you to tell us? Is there anything like that?
I remember we cussed each other out.
Really?
Loose.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know if he remembers
Yeah.
it, but I remember it. That was
It probably
Yeah.
was it during a
That was one of the
recreation?
few times that I got yelled at by one of the superiors. Father Darren afterwards pulled me aside and we had a serious talk about self-control and all that stuff. Like, cause like I was a good kid. You know, I mean, goofed off a lot and whatever, but I knew where the line
You
was.
were.
But that time I crossed it.
Nice.
So we were playing capture the flag. Okay, playing capture the flag during recreation, and so right in front of the building, they were redoing some kind of a pipe. I don't know if it was a sewer pipe or electric, whatever it was, but I mean that probably a 4-foot trench. You know what it was?
It is the well
I was
system
saying,
for the school where we got all
Yeah.
of our water.
so they were redoing one of those pipes. So you had like a 4-foot trench under.
But it's like the whole front
Yeah.
of the school.
And so, of course, they threw their flag down in there because who's going to jump in 4 feet and get out the other side without getting tagged? And so, and so Jacob was defending, and I was trying to get the flag out of the trench. And so, after like 5 or 6 times, you know, because in the dog school you don't think, you just run. And so you run, and then he tags you, and you run back to your base to become alive again, and then you run, he tags you again. So like the 6th time, I jump in, and I put it up on top of the ridge. Like I got it out of the trench. Jacob thought otherwise, but he was wrong.
Yeah.
And so he throws it back in there, and I grab it, and I throw it back up, and then we just start cussing each other out. And then I don't remember. I think I just went walking off to cool off, and then after showers and everything, Father called me.
Yeah, you went walking off. Yeah, because you went, you cooled off, and then I think David Rising and I got into it after you walked off, and then I walked up to the father's wing and sat outside Father David's room. That senior year is when I was trying to leave.
Oh,
Jacob went rogue.
But
yeah. This will show him.
I did. Popped off the
If I
rails.
piss off Thomas White, I can get kicked out finally.
Amazing.
It's funny.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, okay,
story.
so thank you for
Yeah.
that. We're going to hold that over Jacob's head because that was really rude, Jacob. You really should have been
Yeah.
nice to Father Thomas.
You tell him.
It was. Father Thomas will hear my confession, don't worry.
We'll finally have a reconciliation moment.
I haven't confessed that one yet.
Just rip through the screen. Break the confessional.
Yeah.
Let's take this confession outside.
you're in confessional and you hear a gun click and you're like, what? The flag was in the trench. Say it. Yeah, that would be funny. And then you become a martyr. Anyway, this is going too far.
Nope.
This is going too far. And then Jacob has to go to another confession to admit that he murdered a priest. And then
Too much.
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
where the
it wouldn't
inception
go over
ends.
well.
Priestception. Okay, so we brought up 2 movies so far.
Do you have a favorite movie right now, or TV show you're watching, Thomas? I think we lost him again. Nope.
I'm back again.
Oh, he's back. He's
A
back.
little hiccup there.
Okay, he's back. Good. We didn't lose anything. That's good.
very good.
He's back.
Yeah. So what was your or is your favorite movie or media that you enjoy?
Favorite movie or media?
TV show.
be probably Shawshank Redemption.
Good choice.
Okay. That's a good movie. Yeah.
That's about how Jacob got out of SHAS, it sounds like, from the looks of it. Pretty tested limits.
Got in trouble with the warden.
Great movie, man. Classic.
Yeah. Series, I love anything as a sitcom. Like where it's just a group of guys, a group of friends hanging out, and it's just about their life, and it's about nothing and everything.
Yeah, The Office.
I just love it.
Like,
Yeah.
Catch Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother, Friends, all those. I love them.
Nice.
I was gonna say It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but probably not.
I watched a couple episodes and I didn't find it that funny, so I didn't watch any more.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. It takes some time, and there are some gems, but understandable. Yeah, it's tight. What's it gonna? Are you allowed to consume more media on your own time, like kind of keep up with pop culture stuff that you don't need, but it's good to know for talking to kids?
Yeah, definitely.
More freedom to do that.
Yeah. And obviously with the more freedom comes a need for more responsibility. But like, I mean, now in Rome, the fathers, like when you're studying theology or philosophy, I mean, they really trust you a lot to do what you need to do and get that done. And then, like, they're not policing like sometimes we do in the past.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can we find you on TikTok? Or
So hopefully, I'm on Instagram. I watch TikTok, but I don't make anything.
Sure.
So I'm up to date on all the latest trends.
Nice.
The corn song.
You gotta stay free.
Yeah, exactly.
It's corn.
Big hunk of naps.
Yeah, I feel like that one won't age too well.
Yeah. I wish I could be a part of this conversation, but I've been banned from TikTok.
You've been a naughty boy.
By the globalists.
You and Jordan Peterson have both, just suffered the wrath of social media.
It is. It's really tough. It's really tough. So my advice: don't make any videos because you can get banned for anything. Really, anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant for the day.
James is like, all I did was expose myself. These freaking man just gets me. Over nothing.
Yeah, every time. Over nothing. It was nothing. I just threatened the president of the United States.
God, they get you for
I don't
anything
even know
these
what it
days.
was. They get you for anything these days. No freedom of speech. It's Corn Pop. He's after me. I don't know if you're familiar with Corn Pop. He's one of the heroes of the podcast.
No.
Joe Biden told a story one time where he was at a pool and there was this black guy named Corn Pop and he was a bad dude and he rolled with a bunch of bad dudes and he had to fight them. He was like, "Look here, listen, Jack. I don't want to." And this was when he was 15, probably. So this is what he sounded like. Listen here, Jack. Put down the knife, and then whatever. Like he got a chain. I don't know. He had a cool story. It was a bit meandering and hard to follow, but that's what's lovable about.
Well, yeah, that's why we love our. I don't even know what number president are we on. We love our 52nd president or
46.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah,
45. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Who cares? There are too many of them.
Yeah. Maybe we should just have how there were multiple popes at one time. Let's just have multiple presidents. Let's just elect someone else from the West Coast. Let's have a West Coast president.
Yeah, and there's just a random president in North Dakota.
Yeah, why not? Represent the farmers. Yeah.
Yeah, he controls the Dakotas.
Yeah. I'm for it.
They all have the nuclear codes.
We're about to get banned from Riverside.
for our raunchy interview of a new deacon. So wait a minute. How many people are from our grade, or from our? I guess our. I don't know. I don't even know how to phrase it because. Yeah,
generation.
It's like, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5.
Deacons that are going to be priests.
Yeah, or priests already. Because Father Vin was with us, and he's a priest.
Yeah, if you
now,
count
right?
from Cheshire.
Or is he a deacon?
Yeah. He's a priest. Father Vin's a priest.
He's a priest. Yeah, okay, I'm not crazy. Yeah. There's you.
Count from Cheshire.
Father Stephen.
Yeah.
Cho.
Stephen Cho. Or Peter Fagan. Or Deacon Peter Fagan.
Still.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. And then
We got our name
Abraham is
together.
still in.
With Abraham.
Who else? Is that it?
With Andrew Torrey.
Okay. Yeah, I remember him. Wow. Okay. Not a ton, but
Yeah, there might be 7 or 8 maybe.
okay. That's good. But you're the only one from Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Represent.
Represent.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lone survivor.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, but New Hampshire wouldn't have anyone from that generation without the South Koreans.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Yeah.
kind of relying on them now.
Yeah. Stay strong, brothers. Represent.
I did spend the last 2 weeks trying to undermine their vocations, though. So
Planted some seeds for sure. Yeah.
no, not at all. they seem pretty content.
That's pretty
and
cool,
happy.
man. I'm glad
If they made it through military, then I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
A year and a half in the military. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
At least.
Yeah.
Depending on what they do. Sometimes it's 2 years, but I saw Brother Anselm too, and he's getting ready to go to his military service. So we were saluting him and joking about it, and he didn't look very happy. But it's okay. He'll be happy when it's over.
Yeah.
Dang. How about, here's a question that I haven't really asked any legionaries. How's the food?
It depends on where you're at.
Yeah, okay.
In Rome, the food is really good.
Okay.
Food's really good. We got a cook who's there during the week, since the brother shine class, and I mean, he makes amazing pastas. Like,
That's what I've heard.
he makes a better pasta than what you'd get in a restaurant in Rome.
Wow.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We eat really well.
What
Here,
about
the problem
what
is
about-
always, in Wisconsin, both here and in Ireland, the problem is, like, when you're with 100 kids, like, the diet is for the kids and not for
right?
29-year-olds. So
Yeah.
it's all like
Yeah.
just like kind of junky food and stuff.
Sure.
Which
A lot of burgers.
tastes good, but isn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Your cholesterol
Yeah.
just going through the
Right.
roof.
yeah.
Like, can I please start one morning with
Saturdays are always hike days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we go out and we always stop at some kind of a fast food type place
Right.
to eat with the kids. So
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that does wear you down. That does age you real quick too. When you're 30, you can't handle it anymore. Your body's like, no, you don't need those fries, man. Probably stop. And you're like, no, but they're so good.
Yeah. I don't listen to my body. I don't listen to that.
Yeah. Our bodies are screaming.
Yes.
Our bodies are screing right now. They're like, water, just
Vegetables.
drink water.
Eat
a vegetable.
And we're over here like, no, let's no, you're asking. Let's get some beer and call it a day.
Yeah, beer and tacos.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
You're getting beer and chorizo tacos. That's what you're getting.
Exactly.
Squeeze some lime on it for a little acidity too. Why don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
prevent scurvy. I did think it was funny. I don't know how Shaz was, but at Icus we had a lot of food that was expired,
Oh yeah.
or bug ridden, or not for human consumption.
Yeah.
We had a lot
Let's
of
just say
milk.
it wasn't
Really?
milk.
Okay, we
Yeah.
never had that. Yeah, we had in at Icus's defense, they would always buy fresh milk and fresh eggs. They would always put the budget down for that. And
There was one time
really.
there was one time that I think that the electricity must have gone off or the power must have gone off or something. But literally there was about 20 gallons of milk down in one of the walk-in freezers, and it was like glowing. Like it was like green, but like not like a natural green.
Oh no.
Yeah,
But
yeah, milk can really.
no,
go bad
I'm good.
if it doesn't.
That sounds
That's
radi.
so
That doesn't
bad.
sound
Yeah.
like spoiled. That sounds like radiation like is in there. Or something
Thomas.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't drink it with her out.
Or something.
Yeah.
Thomas, do you remember when we'd get the donations of the big crates?
Juice,
of
yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, they'd be spoiled and just flip it over and there's just stuff floating in it. We're like, oh, that's good.
I mean, half of them you could feel that the jug was expanded and about to just like burst open.
Yeah, yeah.
Checks out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've had my run-ins with exploding milk, and let me tell you,
Yeah.
not a pretty sight. If it gets to that point where it's expanding,
Yeah.
you've got cheese on your hand.
Hey, and we don't want to keep you. You know, if you got something to go to. I mean, I know
yeah.
we've hit the hour mark, so you're more than welcome to stay on. But we totally understand if you got another engagement you got to get to.
Yeah, if you have responsibilities or like a job you have to do,
Yeah.
we don't know what that's like, especially
Yeah,
Spencer.
yeah. I'm going to be here till tomorrow. I'm going to be here during business hours. I'm fine.
Yeah.
All right.
But thank
Why
you.
don't we do
thank you for
like
coming
maybe
on.
one more question if there's something you want to hear, and then I'll sign off because
Okay,
I should probably
okay.
get back to the voice. It's a good one.
Jacob,
Yeah,
you have
Jacob,
any?
hit him with it. Hit him
You
with
have
some
any good
Shaz
ones?
stuff, brother.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
pull it out. Pull it out.
Trying to,
Dig deep, brother.
shoot. Oh, I don't even. Well, I'll ask you a question. This one doesn't have to go so much on the pod, but you were back at Shaz. Who is Mr. Hobbs
Mr.
still there?
Mr. Hobbs is still there. Yeah. I didn't even. I mean, I said hi to him in passing, but I talked to Mr. Murphy briefly as well.
First
Yeah.
ball. Right on.
Nice. And Mr. McCarthy retired. So.
It's really it's
Mr.
good.
McCarthy
Smart
retired.
move.
Okay. Well,
Right.
thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
It's wonderful to hear that
Okay.
you're alive and well and happy. It seems like you're happy. If you're not happy, you faked it really well. But we hope you are, and just keep doing what you're doing. We want to hear more eventually someday.
Yeah, excited for your ordination coming so soon, man. I hope it goes really well, and
Yeah.
hope this new assignment treats you well in Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.
This has been a lot of fun
Yeah.
catching up with you guys again and seeing some old familiar faces. And yeah, let's do a part 2 sometime.
yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll all be employed by then. I'm sorry, Spencer.
You just won't leave it alone.
No mercy.